back. This month we're going to talk about Jeremy. He was a young man who went to local area school, and his story really impacted a lot of people. Now, Jeremy was 12 years old and in the second grade, and Jeremy was born with some deformities. He had some physical issues as well as some mental things that he dealt with. And each year, Jeremy got the same teacher for second grade. And when Jeremy turned 12, this teacher, she had reached the breaking point. This was her last straw. She couldn't handle Jeremy. Jeremy made weird noises in class. Jeremy stared off into space. Sometimes he just drooled. And she never knew if he was paying attention or not. So one day, she called Jeremy's parents up and she said, I don't think this is the right place for Jeremy. I think he should be in a special education class that he can go to a place that's better suited for him. And Jeremy's parents got really upset. They started crying and they said, you don't understand it. Jeremy loves your class and he gets a lot out of it, and we kind of need a break away from Jeremy, and we think that this is the right thing for him. So the teacher said, all right, I'm going to let Jeremy continue to stay in my class. So a few days went by, and then the teacher assigned some homework. Now, usually she would call and inform Jeremy's parents of this homework. But this time she forgot, and as the weekend passed, Monday came, and she never got around to calling. So this assignment was to take an Easter egg and put something inside of it that represented new life. So there were a few students who came up before Jeremy. The first one opened up and says, a caterpillar. And she says, yes, a caterpillar goes into a cocoon and becomes a butterfly. That's new life. And then someone brought a piece of moss up, and they said, yes, this moss grows on a rock, and that represents life, new life. And then the teacher opened up an egg, and it was empty. And immediately her face was flushed. She thought to herself, this must be Jeremy's egg. So she immediately set it aside, went to the next egg. And Jeremy spoke up, and he said, teacher, aren't you going to show what was in my egg? He said, but Jeremy, there's nothing in your egg. And he said, yes, exactly. And he's like, just like the tomb was empty when they went to find Jesus' body on the third day. And that really touched his teacher's heart. A few weeks later, Jeremy went, and he passed on, and all the kids in the class put an empty egg on the casket. Now, when we think about Jeremy, think about all the people we deal with who are difficult each day. Think about maybe it's a neighbor, it's a coworker, it's a family member maybe. Maybe you were just not getting along with somebody in your house right now. What does the Bible say about that? In Galatians 6:2 it says, help carry one another's burdens, and in this way you will obey the law of Christ. And also in the Bible it says, in Hebrews 10:24, let us think about each other and help each other to show love and do good deeds. Now, as you go through each day, what's your attitude? What's your heart like? Do you just go into each day and you just do your thing and you want everybody to leave you alone? Are you angry when you have to go out of your way to help somebody? Do you look down on your neighbor or someone who's in a less than great position than you financially in a job? Do you look down on people who are on the street and who are begging? Do you really think about anybody but yourself? The Bible also says that we should love each other, love our neighbors as ourselves. Do you live that each day? Is there somebody out there who's asked for your help and you just told them, hey, I'm busy? Or do you have an elderly neighbor whose house is falling in disrepair and you could go over there and help them? You've got every weekend open. Do you go and do it? Do you know somebody who needs their yard mowed, their leaves raked? And you know somebody who just needs somebody to talk to. You have a neighbor that sometimes they live alone and they're just all so lonely. And sometimes you go over there and they talk to you for hours. You ever go over there and sit and just talk and listen? Do you do that? Do you love them? Do you make that impact you can make in their lives? What do you do if you've just got somebody who has always gone out of their way to make you angry at work, to start a fight with you? And then you find out that this person's wife or husband has just died. What do you do then? Do you go over there and say, you know what, you deserved it? Or do you go over there and you show the love of Christ? You go over there and comfort them? Do you do what you can for them? Because I know that not all of us have the greatest gifts, talents, skill sets, whatever you want to call it. But we can all listen. We can all lend a hand. We can all make an encouraging phone call. So I want to encourage you, when you step out each day, to show the love of Christ. Don't just go out each day and go about your business, about your plans. And think about the less fortunate. Think about your neighbor. Think about your friends. Think about somebody going through those difficult times. Pray for them. Go up to them and tell them, hey, I'm praying for you. Is there anything else I can do for you? You don't know how much that might mean in their life. Until next time, stay blessed, stay healthy, and stay encouraged.